When we marry, we promise to love, protect, and nurture each other's heart. A James Island couple, Mike and Becky Green, are doing just that in more ways than one. They're sharing their story to raise awareness ahead of the American Heart Association's upcoming 25th anniversary Low Country Heart Walk.
It took us a lifetime to find each other.
Mike and Becky Green found love late in life.
I never thought that I would meet the love of my life, and I did.
Married in 2013, the couple, 65-year-old Mike and 61-year-old Becky, live active, healthy lifestyles. They love exercising together, but June 14, 2016, their lives changed in an instant.
We came here to Goals and we're running on a treadmill. And my training exercise on the treadmill here was to keep escalating the elevation of the treadmill and upping the speed, so that I was trying to get to where I would be better on running the Ravenel Bridge race than I had been before. So I was pushing everything pretty much to the max, and apparently I passed my maximum. And she'll have to take over from there because I fell out and don't remember anything.
I was a few treadmills away from him, and I heard a loud noise, and I turned my head and I saw his shirt, the color of his shirt, and I saw someone falling off the treadmill. And I couldn't believe it was him. And I immediately jumped off the treadmill and I reached him by the time he was hitting the floor. I tried to grab his head to keep it from hitting the floor, and I knew he was in serious trouble because he was blue in the face. And I'm an old cardiac nurse, so I started breathing, 2 breaths, and started CPR.
The gym's manager jumped in and used the gym's defibrillator. Someone else started chest compressions.
I had screamed at that point for someone to call 911, and a woman appeared and told me that she had just taken CPR training, and she moved me kind of quietly away and told me that she would take over. And so when I saw what was going on, I went from being calm and able to participate in doing what he needed to being the wife, and got very hysterical and knowing that this was so serious.
Becky is a cardiac nurse. Mike, a picture of health, had no problems with his heart before and no history of heart disease in his immediate family.
The woman who took over CPR took me in her car to the hospital. And I have this in my hand because she handed me this green blanket and said, hold on to this as tight as you can and just breathe. And later when I looked at this, it said Heart Walk on it. When we first went into the chest pain center, he was on life support on a ventilator, and he was having a heart attack, and he was too unstable for them to take to the cath lab. They made the decision to put him in the ICU and put him in hypothermia to help preserve his brain. And at that time, they did not have any responses from him neurologically. So we really didn't know if he was still with us or not. I knew that he was still alive as far as a heartbeat, but I did not know if he was ever going to be Mike again. I felt like we were just starting our love story, and now, to lose him at that point was just unbelievable.
On the 10th day, Becky had to make a heartbreaking decision regarding ending Mike's life. But on that very day, a major change.
I walked in and he was awake with his eyes open, nodding and following me around the room. Shortly thereafter, they took him off the ventilator, and I said, "Do you know who I am?" And he said, "Uh-huh." And so it was an amazing miracle.
Now, Mike still exercises and swims as well, but in moderation.
Several of the doctors have said that my survival pretty much hinged on the fact that I was in great condition to begin with. Had I not been in great condition, I wouldn't have made it.
A few months after his heart attack, while still in recovery, the Greens and their family participated in the Heart Walk, and they are walking this year as well.
We just feel like telling our story might interest someone in taking CPR training, might interest someone in donating to research for cardiovascular disease. And it might increase awareness that even though you don't look the picture of someone who might have a heart attack, we all need to be very aware of what's going on with our bodies and pay attention to them and take care of them.
Despite the odds they faced, Mike and Becky's love story continues.
Wouldn't be here without her. So, you know, she's the one started CPR and kept pushing on the docs all the way through. So she has kept things rolling for me.
The Low Country Heart Walk will be held Saturday, September 29th at Riverfront Park in North Charleston. Our very own Rob Fowler is the MC for the event. For more information on how you can participate, learn more information about CPR, or to make a donation, head on over to our website, counton2.com.